Hey guys, I thought I would show this real quick, and it might be vaguely interesting to a small portion of my audience. And this is my studio. know I'm not a big-time YouTuber. I'm not a small-time YouTuber. I'm a minuscule YouTuber. But it's just an outgrowth of my love of cameras, in addition to my love of actually the process of getting stuff on and off YouTube. I've enjoyed it. And so I decided to take it to the next step. And most of these components here, I think all of these components, with maybe the exception of the tripods, you have seen before. These are the pieces of my little display studio right here. So if I'm going to do a product review or something small, I have a ready mount already here for over here. You might not see it real well, for the Canon 70D. Or I can use and bring over here. I have a couple of mounts. This is a simple plastic little mount. I can mount a regular point and shoot here, a small one, or I can just loosen up the mount here on this one and move it over, and I've got a better mount for either point and shoot or the little DSLR I've got here, the mirrorless DSLR. So basically, this is my interpretation of a small-scale studio. Now, I don't do anything big in here. This is, I do some knife reviews. I do them here. If I do a product review on something that's reasonably small, I will do that here. And with the added plus of an ability to do multiple shots at one time. I can very easily take this, mount a camera here, pointed at this point, mount a camera here, pointed at this point, the same object, and even mount a camera here. Then I've got 3 vantage points on a single target. Then I can cut and merge and edit and maybe get something that's a little bit unusual, a little bit more professional, etc. So we just have to, it's not something I'll do all the time, but if something would benefit from that, I could really do it. I could just take this little folding one and lower it and just take a look at the lower portion of it. I could take this, go midway, this go high, or any combination thereof. That's just off the top of my head. In any case, so what you got here, I've got 2 lights back here. I'll put the description and the name of the lights in the description below. And I have these basically shadow boxes or filters in order to tame the light down. This is also the same general variety of lights these are, without the little shadow or shade covering. So voila, you got a very small and somewhat functional studio. And the thing about this is none of this stuff is fixed. All of the articulating arms here of my Manfrotto arms are all removable. It can be moved anywhere, as is, of course, the cameras and the lights. And quite often, if I do one of those rare videos where I'm actually showing my face or showing myself doing something, well, that's not unusual, where I'm showing my face, I will use these lights. Not perfect, not great. Probably one of those big umbrella lights would be better. And they're very inexpensive. Who knows, one of those will probably be coming in eventually. But, this pretty much takes care of all my abiding issues. Now, this is not all I've got. I've got the tripod this camera is sitting on. And I've got other tripods around here that are just sitting around. So it's not like that anything I've got here is static. And it's not going to be, my universe is not going to be isolated to this little square where I can point my cameras. It just works if what I want to show you fits in that square. I can easily take these Manfrotto arms, move them all the way to the side, get them out of the way, and use a traditional tripod and go with that. Or I can take these down. These tripods, I think, go to about 5'5", 6", maybe 6 feet. A little less than 6 feet, I believe. So I could just extend the legs and telescope the lights up, and then I've got traditional type studio lights. Not great studio lights, but some that look vaguely traditional. So I just wanted to give you a quick look and something you might think about. There can be a variation of this on 100 different ways. You know, you can get a very inexpensive. These little extensions like this are very inexpensive. You don't have to go for the Manfrottos, which are not ridiculously expensive, but more than some people want to use. But you know, you just set up a little area if you've got areas to spare. If you're a single man or woman and you got areas to spare in your house, usually if there are two genders involved, areas are at a premium. What you can simply do is just put this up, keep it up if you want to, and then you can have it there if you're going to do any type of product, instructional, anything that you can keep in this little bitty area. So I just thought I would give you a look at that. And so I think all of this stuff I reviewed before, like I said, but the tripods, I even recently reviewed the tripod, the Focus, the GorillaPod Focus with Ballhead X. I also recently reviewed that. So I just want to give you a good idea of what you can do and create a little studio. This is a tiny YouTube studio, and it's just a mobile YouTube studio. So I can disconnect everything and move it anywhere else I want. And you don't have to have a little vestibule like this. This has happened to be a very handy place. I would get a thick, not a thick, but let's say a wooden. I wouldn't put it on a card table, just because these clamps are not that card table friendly. But if you get a small wooden utility table somewhere and stick it in the corner, you can create your own little mini display area here, if those are the kind of videos you want to do. It's just something to keep in mind if you want to give it a try. And the only thing I have is I have a light above here that's almost yellow. So I'm going to have to see if I can cure that so I can also get nice light from above. And if you're a natural light person, you won't need this, but for some strange reason, all of my life, what few inspirations I've gotten have always come in the middle of the night, so I want somewhere I can do my work in the middle of the night. In any case, that's all I've got, and I will talk to you later. And you know, if this fits you, you might give it a try, or your own interpretation of it. If you create an interpretation of it, take a picture or photograph of it and send it to me, and let me see how you did yours, because it may be I might need to make a few changes in mine. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.